Good evening and welcome to the Cellar. I'm your host, Richard Glover, and you're tuned in to an amazing night in the Cellar. Thursday, July the 22nd. We are moving down the year. We're into our 7th month, and we've already done 6 months of 2021. And welcome to the Cellar. The Cellar is an innovative forum inciting provocative conversation about wine, fashion, and lifestyle. And from time to time, we invite industry leaders in other industries, whether it be architecture, whether it could be communications, media, or even businesses, book authors, people from other areas, and we talk about wine and those different industries and businesses. And we always bring people national and locally known about their business. Tonight, our topic is wine and fashion, part 3. And the reason why I say that is because we're talking tonight about wine, and we also have a special guest tonight, and she's a professional makeup artist. So we're going to be talking about what she does, and I'm going to, of course, talk about how wine is related to that and the whole fashion industry. And I want to just share with you guys, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Thank you for those who've been going to the YouTube page and been subscribing. We're close to 100. This is something new for me, so I'm going to have to say it every Thursday night. Go to the YouTube page, which is the Cellar Wine Show with Richard Glover. You see where that red button is, says subscribe. Hit that subscription button and like the page. We already have about 20 shows now on the YouTube channel. We have our own YouTube channel. As well, go to our Facebook fan page, the Cellar Wine Show with Richard Glover, and like that and share it and make a comment and tell us how you like the show, especially every show that we do on Thursday nights. Tonight, like I mentioned, I've got some amazing guests. I call her Flammy. She's a professional makeup artist, as well as we have an amazing comedian by the name of Tony Woods. It's going to be both want to share with you tonight because we're taking a journey to the Miss USA pageant. That's right. Malia's going to be running to be the pageant queen for Michigan, the state of Michigan, in the USA pageant system. So we're going to talk about a lot of things tonight. Talk about some major things that are happening with the show. My executive director is in the studio, Harry Hall, with Hooked TV. These guys are doing some amazing things, and we're still getting things set up so that you can begin to watch the show on Roku TV and Distro TV and other couple of platforms. So let's get it started tonight. A big shout out to my Cellar Nation, those who've been emailing me and liking the IG page in Australia, those who are over in Florence, Italy. Thank you so much. I've been hearing from you lately. For those over in California, Florida, for those in New York City, thank you so much for continuing to follow your boy, Richard Glover. And this is what we do. We talk about wine, fashion, and lifestyle. Look, we're going to do some quick things here. We got to pay some bills. We got a quick professional commercial that we got to send to you guys so you can see. And then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about glam with Malia. Don't go nowhere. Don't go anywhere. It's an inside joke. And welcome back to the Cellar. I'm your host, Richard Glover, and you're tuned into another amazing night in the Cellar where we talk about wine, fashion, and lifestyle. And just let me remind you that this month is National Ice Cream Month, and I believe this Sunday is National Ice Cream Day. So go out to DQ and to Cold Stone and all those different ice cream areas that you can get ice cream and get your ice cream. I'm going to the store and get me some Klondike bars. So next Thursday, I'm going to have a few Klondike bars with me on the show, and we're going to taste them and see if they taste good with wine. I think that's going to be a great idea, wine and Klondike bars. Got to be a sweet wine, though, a real sweet wine, like maybe wine that has some chocolate in it, and that's going to be about 18% alcohol. So I thought I'd let you know that. Or Klondike bar with a sherry. Hey, it all works, you know. But anyway, first of all, I want to share this with you, and it's been on my mind. People, please be careful out there. The Delta variant is here, and the pandemic is not over. And I know a couple of states is piking up again with the virus, and a lot of people are getting sick and passing away. I carry my mask with me everywhere I go. So I'm just saying to you, you know, this is real. If you're not vaccinated, if you're not wearing a mask, please go to your nearest medical center or call your nearest government location and find out where can you get your either Moderna or Pfizer vaccination. Do it for yourself. Do it for your families. Do it for us as a people in the United States of America, so that we can be safe and we can move through this pandemic and be able to get out there and see our friends even more and spend more time. Okay, I just wanted to get that public service announcement. I have a lot of friends that don't do it, and I tell them every day, you know, get that vaccination. I was one of those folks that didn't want to do it, and then finally I decided to get it done, and I'm happy I did it. I made the move. So I'm telling you, please, in the community, go out there, get your vaccination. Reach out to your local governments and find out where can you get a free vaccination, because it may not last long. Anyway, also, some other quick things. Look, every Thursday and Saturday night, you can see your boy at Focus Social Lounge. That's right. Open at 1348 8th Street, Northeast Washington, D.C. It is the hottest place to be where you want to network and meet your friends. And we have some upcoming events coming up. We're doing a wine tasting on a Sunday. We're doing an all-white wine tasting where we're tasting white wine, and we're going to dress in all our white coming up next month. We're going to be hosting the Miss Bikini pageant for the Mid-Atlantic region. So, I mean, amazing things. And we're just going to have a lot of events. I am your event specialist at Focus Social. So if you want to put an event together, reach out to me. My number is 202-760-8813, or you can reach out to me by email, richard@thecellarwineshow.com. And let's put together a nice event and invite your friends out. And there's a lot of networking events that are going to be going on. So it's open. And tomorrow we actually had a soft opening on last Friday and Saturday. Tomorrow is the grand opening for Focus Social Lounge. So meet me there on 8th Street, Northeast Washington, D.C. Anyway, look, let's bring my girl in. Before we bring her in, she has an announcement that she wants to make to you. So let's go to the videotape.
Everybody, my name is Malia Lopez, and I am your Miss Waterford USA. So in about 15 minutes, I will be taking over the Miss Michigan USA page. So you guys have any questions to ask me at all, feel free to ask me. I can't wait to see you guys there. Everybody, my name is...
Hey, Malia, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Great. So the journey starts. The journey begins.
Yes, it does in about a week.
The journey to the crown.
So August 6th and 7th.
Miss USA.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think we having some... Are we having audio issues, or it's just that we both talking at the same time?
Yeah.
So anyway, introduce yourself to the people and let them know what you are embarking on. You are running for the what? Okay, we having network issues. We'll have to come back to that. Let's go to a quick break, and then we'll come back and we'll introduce our first guest tonight, the one and only professional makeup artist. So glad to be here on your show. I see you're doing very well. I'm very proud of you.
Yeah, thank you so much. First, at the beginning, the first time I remember I met you before the pageant of Miss AU, wow, the fashion and the modeling industry. You told me you have a feature for commercial modeling. Can you just please explain to us what is the commercial modeling, and is it need the person who is seeking an opportunity of commercial modeling? Does the person have to have specific features?
Well, you know, when you talk about commercial modeling, it's a whole different area in the modeling industry when it comes to runway, or if it's coming to modeling where it's anything that's not print. So most of your commercial modeling are print, and you know they don't look for height pretty much. They look for that look that gives that wow effect, because what you're doing is you're promoting a product or a particular event. So it's sort of kind of different. It's different than the runway. You don't have to worry about being a certain height, and you don't have to really know how to do a runway, but you have to have those features that people will be able to see you in a magazine, on a billboard, or on a commercial, whether it's an advertisement for TV or if it's a regular type of advertisement. You have to have that wow effect, that's going to get under people to say, okay, whatever they're selling, I want to buy.
What is the feature that you are talking about? Is it only on the face or the height?
Well, it's more of the, face. You're the face of a product. It's definitely the face. You have to be able to, by your face, be able to, and by your poses, you'll be able to sell whatever product that they're promoting you for, or you're being promoted for. So it's pretty much the face, not so much the height, because most of the times you're sitting down or you're standing, and even in film or even magazines, they can make you look tall, based on the angle of the photographer.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that also take me to an important topic to talk about. You started a career in modeling and fashion. Just early to your childhood, where does that passion come to you from?
Well, it's interesting because coming up as a kid, I never liked clothes. Never wanted to wear a suit. Never wanted to wear, nice looking casual clothes. I always was happy and comfortable with a pair of jeans and a T-shirt on all through my school year until I got into my 11th, half of my 11th grade year, going into my senior year. I was driving. I was able to, get licensed at an early age. I got a license at 15 and a half, and I started driving my mom's car. And so what happened is, once I got to my 12th grade year, my mother bought me my own car. And so I used to take one of my cousins shopping. Now, she was a shopaholic, and she also was a fashionista. And I would take her to the mall. And at the time on, we would get to the mall, and I would just walk around, do my thing, go to the vending machines, either go to the game room. And she said to me, hey, I'm bringing you out here. Is there anything that you like? And I was like, oh, let's get some pizza or something. But she ended up buying me a pair of slacks and a nice shirt. I took it. I didn't immediately put it on. I put it in the closet, looked at it, and then one day decided, when I couldn't find any jeans that were clean enough to wear to school, I put it on, and I kind of felt good in it. And everybody gave me compliments in high school about how well I looked. It could have moved the geek guy out of being a geek into sort of somebody that was, good looking and presented himself well. And from that point on, I just started liking clothes. And of course, I had my good Sunday go meeting clothes, my mom bought, for Easter and for Sundays. But as far as owning my own clothes, and of course, then I got a little job on the side while I was in high school, and I started buying my own clothes. And the more Welcome back to the Cellar. Yeah, I had an interview earlier today at 1:00. A young lady who was actually one of my pageant girls when I was executive director for the Miss African Union pageant. And I think I reached out to you about that once before, early back in 2018. I was looking for makeup artists and stuff.
Probably did.
I know we were talking briefly, but she was asking me about how did I get into fashion? How did I get into all the things I'm into? And the true story is that I just hated clothes.
Really?
I didn't like wearing nothing dressed up. I wanted to be in jeans and sneakers and a T-shirt. And it was my cousin who was a shopaholic, and she loved clothes and stuff, and she had a real good job too. So, and I would take her to the mall, and I would spend time in the mall while she's shopping, And I think if I ever got married, I would be the guy that didn't mind sitting in the mall while his wife was shopping. So.
That's always fun.
Yeah, and so she got me into dressing.
Okay.
And the outfit that she bought me, I put it in the closet, and finally I decided to wear it one day to school, and everybody complimented it so much that I thought, and then I had a little part-time job then,
Right.
So I just started buying clothes. And here I am today,
You know what I always call you, one of the sharpest
Right.
guys in D.C.
Right. So, But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only professional makeup artist out of the Washington, D.C. area, the DMV, my friend, Flammy.
Hello, Richard.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are
As
you?
always, you look amazing
Thank
and
you.
gorgeous, and You know, and you smell like sweet roses.
Thank you.
As always. Well, welcome to the Cellar.
Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you here. You know, I know it's been a while. It was talked about
It
this
has been a while.
when it was a podcast.
Exactly.
So, you know, but you're here while we had the actual studio. So, you know, welcome.
This is so cool. Congratulations. This
Thank
is really
you.
beautiful.
Thank you. This is my 12th year
That's amazing.
doing this thing.
That is amazing. I love
and
it.
now we're doing it where we can sit down in the purple chair
Exactly.
and relax, you know.
Absolutely.
And we're
really
going to take
gorgeous.
some wine later on today. We're going to take some wine
I
on
look
the
forward to
show.
that.
Awesome. So, Rami, let's give my listeners your full name.
Flaminia Garioni. I own a company called Fuby Makeup and Brow Studio, so I do makeup in the area. I travel sometimes, and then I specialize in eyebrow shaping.
Wow.
Yes.
So do you think I need anything done with my
Your
eyebrows?
eyebrows are amazing.
You know, I get that.
Men get grooming. It's great.
Is
I
that
love
right?
it. Yes.
You know, it's a place in the mall that I walk past sometime, and I see ladies, you know, look like a string.
They do the threading.
It's called threading.
It's called threading.
Okay,
Yeah.
so is there a difference between threading and tattoo?
Oh, well, threading, waxing, all of that is a removal. Tattooing is a form of adding color and
Okay.
kind of making the brows look fuller.
Okay.
I don't do any of those. I specialize in tweezing only, so I kind of work with people that have been
Right.
in hair removal for a long time, and we just kind of work on getting natural full eyebrows.
Wow.
So it's a little different. But
So you mentioned earlier that men, you know, get into this a lot.
Absolutely.
You know,
I have a growing number of male clients that get into grooming just to look nice and neat. They don't want to look done like the ladies, but you know,
Right.
they want to look clean and groomed.
Awesome.
So it's a good thing.
Well, we're going to be right back. We're going to take a real quick break. Don't go nowhere because I have some more questions.
Okay.
And we're going to tie how professional makeup and professional wine and all that,
Yes.
because I know sometimes
Makeup and wine, I love it.
Absolutely, because I go to salons, because I get a facial here and there,
Yeah.
and they offer you wine or champagne, and it's interesting how all of that works in that industry together like that. So
Absolutely. It's just a part of luxury treatment. I used to do it in my salon. It's it's just a nice service to add.
great. So
Yeah.
that's good. Well, don't go nowhere.
All right.
Don't go anywhere. I got her captive here. And don't you go anywhere. We'll be right back. We're going to take a quick break, and I've got my guest, Flammy, professional makeup artist, with me. Welcome back to the Cellar. I have my special guest tonight, Flammy, and she's a professional makeup artist. So we left off that you were talking about your business. So
Yes.
You did have a business at one time, and are you beginning to recreate it now, or is it?
Well, I've been in the area for 20 years plus. I've done a little bit of everything: freelance work, in salon work. Then I opened a salon. Had that for a few years on U Street, 5 years. And then just a year before the shutdown, I had kind of gone back to just adding to what I do, and I decided to take some time to invest in myself instead. So, and then fast forward, I'm sort of partnering with salons now to, kind of get things rolling again. So, yeah.
And I call you a celebrity because every time I turn around, you're doing something big with somebody big,
Yeah.
not just here in DC, other places. And so Where are some of the places that you've done? You know, I know you like New York Fashion Week, or you like DC Fashion Week, or
I
some
did a
places.
lot of artistic work like that, creative
Mm-hmm.
work when I used to freelance. So if I was working with NARS or MAC or Laura Mercier,
Mm-hmm.
we got some great opportunities to do some great freelance work, which can include fashion shows, photo shoots, you name it. I've done work with Washington Life, Washingtonian, and all the local like
Okay.
amazing magazines and things like that we have.
Awesome.
And then I do get called on by concierges,
Okay.
PR companies for high profile clients that come to the city sometimes.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
if there's
So,
any kind of filming or production, I've done that work
okay.
as well.
So you'll be in your studio or working on somebody, and a concierge will call you from the Ritz Carlton and say, "Hey, we
Absolutely.
have such and such," and they requested you, or are you on a list? Did they say the
Yeah,
DC's
the
best?
concierge, you work
Okay.
with them over time and they call you. The more you get to know them, the more they trust you and they call you on for high profile clients. So you've been doing that for a long time.
Wow,
So,
that's
yeah,
amazing. I didn't know that that's a 5-star hotel that does that stuff, right?
quite a few of them. Yeah.
Wow, I got to
Absolutely.
make sure the next time I get to a Ritz Carlton out of town, I need to see the best, please. I need to get my face done.
That's what guests do. They call on
Really?
concierge to get hair and makeup, nails, whatever they need. So, we kind of get those calls.
And you go right to them at the
Go right to the room.
Right to the
Absolutely.
room.
Because they want it in their privacy on the room.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
Usually.
I didn't know that. That's
Oh,
that's
yeah,
something
it's
to
a
know
big
about the
thing.
industry.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the makeup industry, because this is pretty huge, and it's a segment, or it's a part of the fashion industry itself, because
Right.
you can't really do a photo shoot without a makeup artist.
That's true. It's very true.
I don't care how good a photographer say they are. You can, and I'm a photographer as well. I know sometimes if I have a model that doesn't have makeup on,
Right.
it makes my job even more. To have to that photo shoot come out where the pictures are beyond acceptable and excellent. So that is just a quick industry that they go hand in hand.
Right.
know.
Makeup is important, of course. There's different kinds of makeup for different kind of occasions. But when you're talking about pictures, cameras, the face is very important. It's all about expression, looking, bright and even and things like that. So,
And that's interesting, because in the interview I had today on Four Direction podcast, the question to me was, well, Richard, what makes a girl a model, in either print or on runway? And I said, well, there's really two differences. I said, because there's not is a big requirement of your height in
Right.
commercial or print. I said, but you have to have that wow look.
right, absolutely.
Because if a
Yeah.
person is, if you're doing a commercial or you're doing a print advertisement, and a person's trying to sell that advertisement, it's the look that you have to have for them to, it's going to bring people or attract people to that advertisement and to that print. And it's going to be, sometimes nowadays it's more that look that everybody
Right.
can identify with.
Absolutely.
You know.
I'll even give you an example coming back from the pandemic, the shutdown. I'm a little busier than I thought I would be, because as people are working from Zoom and things like that, they get away with putting their hair back and things like that, but their face is right there. So, surprisingly, I actually have quite a few clients that have been coming in
Wow.
fairly quickly after we came back to work. So the
Wow.
face is very important.
Very important.
Yes.
Got to hide some of those blemishes and stuff.
Exactly.
Now,
We all
what-
have imperfections,
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So what is over makeup? Is such a over makeup? Is there such a word or term? I've seen women that I think are over made up.
Overly made up?
Overly made up. Yeah.
Yeah, there's such a thing as too much makeup or not blended, things like that, whether it's done too quickly or people following trendy IG makeup, things like that, and don't take the time to really, really learn it and make it part of the skin. So there's a difference there. It can come across a little overly done if it's not done right.
Right.
There's a trick to it.
Is that a detriment to a person's skin? That there's too much makeup, or I've seen it look like cakes of, I don't know if it's called foundation or what.
Right, foundation. I wouldn't say it's a detriment, because hopefully, they're washing their face really well at night.
Okay.
But it can clog pores and over time cause a little damage.
Now I'm going to
You
ask
don't
you
want to
this.
do too much every day.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And so you brought up a good point. Washing your face, and I know we're talking about makeup, but
Sure.
all of that.
It
is
goes
part-
with it,
It goes
yeah.
with it. You know,
Absolutely.
If some person comes to you and say, "Okay, I want you to do my makeup. I got a photo shoot," but they haven't washed their face in 3 days. You know, can
I'm
you
probably
tell?
going to freshen up her skin, make
Okay.
sure that it's, like hydrated, and
Right.
absolutely, makeup looks better
Wow.
when you do that. So
And there's, like you said earlier, there's so many different I guess avenues or parts of makeup. Like you said,
Many.
commercial,
Yes.
videos,
Correct.
movies, stage plays.
it could be a corporate thing. This is DC. We do a lot of corporate things, whether it's, a meeting, commentators on the news, all
Yes.
kinds of stuff like that.
Yes.
So
And
it could
even-
be a little bit more
and even funerals.
not. Oh, definitely, definitely. I haven't done that yet, but it's there.
But I just always wondered, is that an art itself? I mean, you have to really know how to
Funerals?
make a dead person look. I don't know what to make them look like.
I
when they're alive.
actually was asked years ago to do something like that, but I did not do it.
At some point, you gotta know
But
what
there
you-
are people that do that for a living. They just do that. They work in funeral homes and they prepare for burials.
for
Absolutely.
burials.
Yep.
Wow.
Yes.
And I guess that's because of the what is it called? The solution they use, the embalming solution.
Correct, correct.
And you embalm a person, then the face loses some kind of
Exactly.
compound
But
to it.
it's also just, for viewings, things
Exactly,
like
let a
that.
person
They
look-
want to make the person look a little bit more,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. So this
I respect it, but I haven't done it yet. They never say never, but I haven't done that yet.
You never know when that phone rings and they say, "Hey, this is Johnson's or this is Bob, whoever, the corner store, funeral home,
Right.
a makeup artist.
Hey,
Hey.
like I said, never say never, but I haven't done it yet.
Great. So
Yeah.
let's talk about how you got into the industry yourself.
Wow.
I mean, were you the little girl that that was in mom's makeup, you looking, trying, at the mirror with the mom's dress on, mom's shoes, and you was
I
making yourself
certainly
up?
was, 100%. We were in Italy growing up. I was a kid. My mother did hair for many years. I had aunts in New York that were makeup artists for Chanel, for Christian Dior, and I looked up to all of them. Oddly enough, I wasn't allowed to wear makeup till well into high school.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
So I snuck it one day, and my mom caught me, and she was like, "Damn, that lipstick looks good." I knew that it was meant. I knew that that's what I was gonna do.
Right.
Yeah, from a young age.
Did you ever, get your little kid, your playmates, and say, "Hey, let me do your face." I see a lot of little girls doing other girls' faces and stuff.
Right. Actually, no. I kind of threw myself into the industry. I started freelancing for a small little lip palette line at Nordstrom at a one-day thing, and one of the ladies in the store who still works there to this day asked me to come and do some freelance work for Bobbi Brown at the time. It was a brand new line. And from there, it was, 12 years of freelance work, and it was the great time to do that. I had some good opportunities. Yeah.
Awesome. So I mean, a guy. Let's move to the men because I like to look fresh.
Yeah,
at all
you sure
times,
do, and you look good.
And it's very rarely I go to a makeup artist. I mean, sometimes if I'm making a special appearance on somebody's show and they have a makeup artist.
Yeah.
Or when I'm doing a pageant or if I'm doing a fashion show.
Absolutely.
And I know they have makeup artists there. I always tell them, can you just lighten my face a little bit? I'm going to be on stage. I know it's going to be hot. And I don't want to be sweating.
Yeah.
And they kind of, do a little bit of stuff. They throw some mist on my face and all that stuff.
You have great skin, but yeah, just, sometimes for guys, for men, it's just more so making the skin look even, powdering you up so you don't look oily. Very easy, but it's...
So should a
a
man
good
take
thing.
time? Should a man take time to do this? Like maybe do a makeup or do a mask or something at night or
Absolutely.
hydrate
Oh,
the face and
yeah.
stuff?
Good, good hydrated skin is good for preserving
Right.
youthful skin. All of that is good for all of us. It's not just for the ladies. But, like in Europe, men do get into knowing how to even out their skin tone. They'll carry a concealer stick or a powder if they're very oily. It's very normal.
Okay.
And it's slowly coming, to the U.S. Like,
Yeah.
every once in a while, I'll get a question about what to have in their bag for a little grooming. There's nothing wrong with it. A brow gel, just a little something to look put together.
So it's okay if I have a little makeup kit.
Absolutely,
in my
it's okay.
briefcase And excuse me, I
Yes.
got to run to the bathroom. Feel like my eyeliner is dripping.
100%. If you find yourself
Wow.
you have to film something at the drop of a dime,
Exactly.
it's nothing wrong with having it on you,
Exactly.
just in case you don't have an artist to put you together.
And I try to, before I come to the show.
Yeah.
I try to spend some time at home doing a mask, or I'll rewash my face. I'll do stuff to try to make sure that don't look bad when I don't look like I just got out of bed and stuff like that.
And it shows. You look great.
Appreciate that.
Good
Thank you.
skin, good eyebrows.
Thank
Look
you.
very groomed.
And it's interesting, with my interview today, we talked about men and men grooming. And I think it's very important that a man, even though it doesn't seem like it's a macho thing, but professional men, and not just professional men, but men, period, should take some time, put that little effort
I
in.
agree. It doesn't make you not macho. It's
That's right.
it's just all about presentation and looking proper and put together. It doesn't have to be that you look like you're wearing it. It could just be for the right occasion that you need a little something.
Wow.
Yeah,
Kalami, it's
nothing wrong with that.
So great to have you
Thank
here.
you.
We're gonna have to
It's
do a
so
show.
much fun.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a show where we have an actual male model and a female model.
That
and
would
you
be
can
so cool.
Do a demonstration. We can
Absolutely.
do it over there, back there. We have a demonstration
Yeah,
and stuff.
that would be so awesome. I
Don't
would
go
do that.
anywhere. We'll be right back. Don't you go anywhere. I have my special guest Flammy here, and we're going to take a commercial break, and then we're going to come back, and we have an amazing gentleman in the studio, ladies and gentlemen, by the name of Tony Woods, and I'm sure you know who he is. So don't go anywhere. Don't touch that dial. We're going to go to a couple of commercial breaks. Remember, this is National Ice Cream Month. So, be careful. Before we even leave, we're going to ask you about some pour stuff.
Okay.
The pours.
All right.
We'll be right back.
Hey there, my name is Steve Christensen. I'm the Executive Director of the National Ice Cream Retailers Association, and I hold in my hand an extremely important document. It is a proclamation signed by President Ronald Reagan and passed by Senate Joint Resolution 298 that designates the month of July as National Ice Cream Month, and further goes on to say that the third Sunday in July is National Ice Cream Day, this year being July the 19th. Now, the President goes on to say and call upon people of the United States to observe these events with appropriate ceremonies and activities. Now, as you know, there have been devastating consequences as a result of the worldwide pandemic, particularly on small business. Now, the food service business has been particularly affected negatively in that many restaurants and food service establishments have either closed or cannot open. Now, your local ice cream shop finds themselves within that segment of the food service community. And so I encourage you this July, being National Ice Cream Month, to get out there and support your local ice cream shop. Our ice cream shops and ice cream have been with you in the good times, and they've been with you in the sad times. And for no other reason, let's get out there and support your local ice cream shop owner and all of their employees to help make this July, this National Ice Cream Month, the best it can be for ice cream retailers around the country. So on behalf of the National Ice Cream Retailers Association, please stay safe, enjoy National Ice Cream Month, and support your local ice cream shop. Hey there, my name is Steve Christensen. I'm the Executive Director of the National Ice Cream Retailers Association, and I hold in my hand an extremely important document. It is a proclamation signed by President Ronald Reagan and passed by Senate Joint Resolution.
Hey, welcome back.
Welcome back to the Cellar. Of course, Tony came and took him on the show. He said, hey, welcome back.
My bad.
Welcome to the Cellar, sir.
Hey, it's good to be here, man.
Glad to have you, man.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the most prolific comedians of today's time, the one and only Tony Woods.
All right, I thought you were going to introduce somebody else.
Well, I had to get that in because you came back and brought the show right in.
Yeah,
I like to take charge first. I like
Well,
that.
I mean, I know that when the camera come on, action.
That's right.
Like that, yeah.
So Tony, tell us. I mean, we know you're a comedian, but you've been all over the place, all over the world. You've helped created comedians.
My sons ain't comedians. They funny, but they ain't comedians.
Well, I always believe that every industry, has a tie into wine because you're on stage.
Dude, I've been to vineyards.
Yeah, so the wine is flowing, and the jokes are coming, and
I've been like when I tour Australia, one of the things, because they have activities for you to do, like you do this, you do that. But one of the things we would do is like different places. We would go to vineyards.
Right.
I love it because it's like you come in first, you get a little thing, and then boom, you're like, all right, this is cool. Then they tell you about their family, tell you about this, they tell you about the wood, they tell you about the grapes, they tell you about this. So by the end of the joint, you sign it. It's like buying a car. You're
That's
like,
right.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
right.
I want to get this many to come and send them. You can send them to friends, and I had buddies who was getting wine and stuff like. Not once a month, but I would send it here and there.
Okay.
So those were, I love those vineyards, man.
Oh, man,
and it's a lot of science behind y'all's
it's a
wine.
lot of science, man. I've only dipped in the science piece a little bit. I am going to be starting a vineyard in southern Maryland eventually.
That's what's
to
up.
include to the 198 wineries in the state of Maryland.
I saw something on one of those news programs, like a Sunday morning thing.
Right.
And it's a dude in the desert in the Middle East somewhere he's figured out a way to grow grapes in the desert. You saw that?
I heard about that documentary.
Yeah. And he figured out some kind of way. Yeah, in the middle of the desert. He's got a vineyard.
When you think about South Africa, and South Africa was not a original wine region. Only since the early 80s, they had a way of figuring out how to raise and harvest grapes on sandstone.
Yeah.
Because that's what they have in South Africa, a lot of sandstones, and those sandstone rocks, they're not real rocks. So, and that's where they came out with the Sauvignon Blanc in South Africa.
Wow.
Even though the original Sauvignon Blanc comes from New Zealand.
Wow.
Because of the terrain there and the island being by the water and the evening, the day is hot, but the evenings are cool and warm.
So who grows the best grapes, man?
Oh, you interviewing me?
Is it France? Is it Italy? Is it Northern California? What is it?
Well, let's put it like this.
Yeah.
Your French wines are definitely in the top growth. So in 1855, the Medoc Grave did a classification of your top growth of wines and grapes. And and you start going down. You hit the top 5, and you got the next 5, top 10, and top 15, 20. And France are always on the top. Yeah, and when you think of champagne, the best champagne in the world is from France. It's from France.
Cognac.
So are you telling me you're a cognac guy?
I'm a cognac because cognac is just it's wide to the 10th power.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
that's right.
I'm going to the top.
You go to the top.
Yeah,
Great.
I ain't
So
got time
so
to-
Tony, tell my listeners about you, man. Let's talk about what you're doing, man. I mean, you're an amazing comedian. You're all over the place. And I'm glad that you brought the comic here, the comedy here to the show.
Well, they called me and said, What was the question? Because you threw me off when you started talking about cognac. I'm like, hold up, man.
Okay, sorry we don't have the cognac tonight. It's just wine. So
Just wine.
Just
That looks
wine.
very cool, lady. But I like it. Yeah. But you people make wine. When I was little, we used, in North Carolina, they used to have something muscadines.
Yes,
those are the
yes,
grapes, and old people make it, but they made it in like mason jars.
mason jars, and
Yeah.
you got muscadine in Alabama and
Yeah.
North Carolina and stuff. And
But I don't think you should. This wine, I remember everybody, the grown-ups used to drink it. I'm like, I don't think you could put this in a champagne glass. This
no,
stuff-
you can't. You can put it in a wine glass
In a
still because
mason
it's
jar.
a mason jar.
In a mason jar.
Well, that's all they had back then.
Yeah.
So and when you think about those states right there that do make muscadine wine, they're most of the time they're like tabletop wines or table wines and stuff like that. So, but this it's a big, it's very big in the southern states, you know. But let's. I want to know how you got started.
We keep interviewing you instead. That's crazy.
I know, mate.
Yeah.
You're shifting the table on me.
My bad.
How did you get into? How did you get?
How-
I always thought I was a comedian, but you know, I would make jokes around my friends, but then when I was put on the stage one day, I bombed badly.
It's something. It's like you can do your kids' hair, but you can't stand up in a beauty shop and do it for 8 hours. Yeah,
That's true.
You can
That's
play
true.
basketball on the playground, but can you play on ESPN?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how did Tony Woods get started? Did you joke your friends?
No,
family
I
members?
was I was never a guy who like dun 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 dun. Dun. I was never. I just said stuff and people like looked at me like,
Really?
you good like that, you know. And it just and I've always been above happy, like not bouncing off the walls, but not a sad person.
Right,
Even though a
okay.
lot of sad stuff happened, that's how you make comedy.
Okay.
From sad stuff, and just always been able to see like a brighter side. When I was in the military, a buddy of mine, he said, "You should do comedy." You know, comedy crazy.
Right.
But he signed me up to come down to the Comedy Cafe in D.C. And I went down to his first comedy show I ever seen live.
Right.
Oh my God, that was the funniest show I'd ever seen in my life,
Really?
man. And I know some of them guys. Some of them guys still do the same jokes. But that time, that was the first time, and it was the best. It was the best ever. And I
Okay.
remember they called my name. Like I said, next guy coming to the stage, Tony Woods. And everybody started clapping, and I looked around. I ain't moved, dog. I just because I was like you said, I done made my friends laugh.
Right.
This is a whole room full of strangers.
That's right.
I don't know what to say to these people, and I didn't say nothing.
Maybe that was funny.
Yeah. And the
I'm sure it had to be funny.
next day at work, everybody's like, "How'd it go?" I'm like, "Yeah, I killed it." But the dude who signed me, he said, "Why didn't you go, man?" I'm like, "Was you following me?" Like, I'm like, yeah, he said, "I know you didn't go because that would have been the first thing you talked about when you came in."
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, but I it took 3 more years before I finally worked up the nerve
Wow.
to do it. And it was a lie that got me up because I was going to the comedy club on open mic night, me and a buddy of mine, and we would stay. We started at 8. We stay until like 10:30, and then go to the Ibex. Because it was ladies' night, the Ibex. We go to the Ibex, and then
Remember those
the
days?
next morning, my ex-wife would say, "What'd you talk about last night?" And whatever I heard, what was funny, I was like, "I talked about blah blah blah." And I remember one morning she said, she was brushing her teeth. She said, "That was funny." I'm like, okay. Then she started telling her family that I was a comedian. I was doing comedy, and everybody's like, "When can we come see you?" Man, no, you don't want to come. So maybe this went on for like a month, and then one morning she says, all the execs on my job are going out of town Friday, so boom, I'm going with you tonight. I was like, no, we should just rent some videos and chill, because I be going, yeah. So boom, I went up that night and just winged it, killed.
Really?
Did what? You know when she found out that wasn't my first time? About a year or two ago on an interview like this.
Wow.
Yeah, she's like, "When you come?" She said, "See, that's why we're not together. You be lying."
Wow. And then from there, it's just been
Yeah.
magic.
Yeah,
So it's a passion of yours, right?
it's a passion. Yeah, and it's a journey, man. It's just like that song about what about the Eagles, Hotel California.
Hotel California.
Yeah, he said on a dark desert highway. That's you on your everyday job, but
Exactly.
you look at it and you're like, oh, look, you see it in the light, it's shimmering, like, whoa, I can't wait to get there. And you get there like, and everybody like, whoa, we haven't had that feeling since 1969, because you're
Exactly.
And then you get a taste of Hollywood. You're like, I want to go, man. Oh, you can check out anytime you want.
Wow.
But you
Isn't
can
that
never leave.
Can never leave.
Because like what we do is a drug.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you need it. You can't do this. And like during the pandemonium, I was working for Grubhub. It was like, Nobody asked to take a picture with me. Nobody was passing me no phone numbers or nothing like that. It's nothing. Like nobody was saying, "Man, I think you're the best Grubhub driver ever." None of that happened.
They were getting their food and moving on.
Yeah, yeah. Because remember, it was that's when everybody was all
messed up and stuff.
Yeah, I think that the wildest thing that happened to me, right off of Connecticut Avenue, in Chevy Chase. You know where the country club is on Connecticut Avenue?
Right
So say you're headed towards D.C. and then you make a left down one of them little streets that just winds, goes all the way down to Rock Creek Park.
Yes.
Right? It's
East
at the end of the street. I go up. That's at the beginning. I got everything, gloves, everything. And the little girl goes, "Daddy, the food is the guys here with the food because it's no contact, but you take it out of your bag, you put it, and it's a dog, like it's a fence, it's a dog, and the dog kind of look at me like, like, where do you see this, man? Like he just looked at me, and then he backed up. Then the other dog came that I saw in my peripheral, and I looked, and his body was like this high, his neck was at that long, and I said no. I just said no, and I said to the little girl, I said, "Is that your pony?" And she said, "That's not a pony. That's a miniature llama. He comes from Central America."
Oh
I'm like, I knew it was a llama, but I know this is Chevy Chase too. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
I was thinking, what kind of dog is that?
Yeah, but the dog was funny because the dog kind of looked at me like, "Where do you
Got
see
something
this?"
for you.
And he backed up, and then he was kind of standing behind him like, "Told you."
It's hilarious.
That's what the dog was like. Said,
Oh my God.
you got a surprise here. Yeah. Wow, interesting. It's got to be an art to it too. I mean, and you spoke about the pandemic, so now that things are opening up.
Well, I've been hitting the road again, but I know a lot of people was complaining. Like everybody, I was probably the only one who wasn't complaining. That was the first time in over 30 years that I slept in the same bed for 30 days consecutively. Wow. Over 30 days consecutively. I was like, I was good. I was like, I'm good. Everybody like, I know you can't wait. I'm good.
I have this one question, and I've been meaning to ask other comedians that I know. Do you write do you write stuff down, or is it just comes?
I don't, but
Really?
But the other ones, the successful ones, they do.
They do. And they also have
them ones with writing jobs, and them ones, they write stuff down. I just kind of remember it. Stuff just brings it to mind.
That's great.
Like
that's good art.
I may go, I'm gonna do this, and I'll start with this, and then I'll see somebody, and I see something, and it brings me to something else. Bang.
Wow, that's an art.
Yeah.
That's an art.
Now, or
Or what?
yeah.
Don't go anywhere. I have the amazing Tony Woods here in the studio with me, and we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna taste some wine.
Okay. I
you
thought
all
we was
up
gonna
for that?
start with
I
that,
am
but look.
excited.
We'll be right back. and welcome back to the Cellars. I'm your host, Richard Glover, and you're tuned into another amazing night in the Cellar. I have my two special guests in with me. I have Flammy, professional makeup artist, and I have comedian extraordinaire, Tony Woods. And we're going to do a real quick wine tasting, because tonight we're tasting a wine called Intrinsic, and it's a blend. It's a red blend. And Tony is already moving on the committee. He's already upsetting. You know,
He knows what to do.
You're not supposed to do that?
No, you're not supposed to do that. If you do that, it's like upsetting a woman.
Okay.
Oh,
So hold tight for a
Don't wanna do
second.
No.
we're gonna get right into it. So we're gonna look in the glass. You're gonna see this is a blend. It's a mix of Merlot and Sauvignon, Cabernet Sauvignon,
okay.
and it's at 14%. We're gonna put our nose up to it and smell it. Now you're gonna swirl it. Now this is when you swirl.
I know already swirl.
I know, but
I'm gonna go ahead and
swirl it again and see if
yeah.
it's a different smell to it. Now it's actually opened up more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and see, and
Yeah.
wine opens up over
Smells
100
stronger.
times. Yes, and from the time it moves from the wine bottle, and I used to bring the bottles in, but now I'm doing the decanter because I want the wine to open up even more because of the timing on the show. But we're going to taste it. The first taste is when you touch the tip of your tongue. The second taste is when it lays on your palate, and then the third is the finish, what it's like when the finish. You ready?
So we're just gonna.
Take it bottoms
Okay.
up. So did you get a bite in the beginning?
A little bit, yeah.
Just
yeah.
a little bite, huh?
Yeah.
What about when you laid it on your palate?
I felt a little bit more.
Yes, a little bit more, and
Yeah.
you begin to taste the alcohol in it.
Yes.
And you begin to taste the other ingredients, like this has peppers in it, and
Yeah, I taste spiciness.
some
It is a little
yes, it's
spicy,
a little
yeah,
spicy,
yeah.
yeah.
It's
Good.
it's got a wooden taste.
It's because it's Sauvignon, Cabernet Sauvignon, and a Merlot mix. So with Merlot is more of a lighter wine. The Cabernet Sauvignon is more of a heavier wine.
a little heavier.
Yeah. And the finish, of course, was short, a little dry, but it was short, and it wasn't wet.
That makes a big difference.
That's
Yeah.
good. It's like grape Kool-Aid makes the other Kool-Aids all taste better. For real, like yeah, like it put the grape with any other ones, it hooks it up. You know?
Well, while we're still tasting, let's bring in Malia. I believe that we have the audio and video fixed. Let's bring Malia so she can do her segment. We got a few minutes to get her segment in.
So okay,
Malia? Hi, Malia. So
Hi,
this
how
is
are
Malia-
ya?
Malia's segment.
I'm Malaya.
So can you tell us about your segment, what you're going to talk about? Because we're running short on time. We want to get it in.
Yes. Yes, I can. Yes, for sure. So actually, when you guys were talking about face masks earlier, that is actually one of my segments. What's going to be? So it's going to be facial masks and then nose pores and how to use them and which ones makes your skin look really good and really flawless, especially for this end of the summer, early into fall. So let's get started. So I've tried a few of them, and these actually, Richard, I'm going to do a little bit men's and women's. So these nose pores for men are perfect and amazing. They will not only like clean your nose, but they will get any of like those blackheads or dead skin. It'll go right down deep into the pores and make your nose shiny and just feel good. And it kind of feels like you get like a little facial too while you're at it. Makes it glam, makes it feel good. Now these are also for women as well. So it'd be about the same thing. Goes in a little deeper for women than men because, you know, sometimes we sweat with our, especially with our mask on, but, you know, some places. But yeah. These are really good. You can get them at Target for around, I think it's $7 or $8, which is well worth it. You get 18 of them. I do mine at least once or twice a week to make sure my nose looks good, especially for Miss Michigan coming up in just a few weeks. So yes, I am preparing with this product as well. And then there is some also other facials. So this is one of my favorite detox facial masks. It's by Kylie Skin. I think it's on the website for maybe $25 or $30, which is perfect. It goes into your pores. It feels like you got a facial done. I'm obsessed with it. I use it about once or twice a week. So it's a really, really good product. The money is worth it. You'll love the results. There's a lot of great reviews on there. I love her skin line. Now this one I bought the other day at TJ Maxx. It's the I Do Care Sugar Kitten. So not only does it hydrate, but it also smoothens your skin as well. You put it on your face. It's really shiny too. You put it on your face. It glams up. I think you leave it on there for 15, 20 minutes. Makes your skin still feel so good and flawless. I got that at TJ, I think for $8, but you can also get it at Ulta, I believe at $25. I got the little mini size. So yes, this little mini Meow Trio is perfect. I believe Target has it for about $13. It gives you 3 little samples of different other face masks. The little black one and the little cabinet on right there, it's for the T-zone. And then the other marshmallow one is also give you that little glam and shine on your face, which is perfect. So yes, that is my segment for this week. Also, I think that there is one more that I sent as well. It is called, I think it's one of the companies that I work with. Yes, Teamy Blends Detox Mask. It has like matcha and like avocados, and I know avocados is really well on your skin. This is good for women and men, which is perfect, you know, especially with all the like the sweat and, you know, all your glands and everything. But yeah, Richard, that is my segment for this week. I am using almost all these products from Miss Michigan starting in about a week and a half, and which I am super excited to compete in.
Congratulations, and it's a journey, so I'm glad that I am your director, and I'm looking forward to this journey to the crown for Miss Michigan USA, and then from there to Miss USA itself. You know, we got to get on that stage and win that crown.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Malia. Really appreciate that. We will see you next week.
Alrighty.
Awesome. So, you know, my time is actually drawing nigh. You know, Tony, I had so many more questions I wanted to ask.
Well, I was in Detroit this past weekend. Everybody goes, "What up, though?"
Man, so glad to have you here. So, real quick, and Flammy, so glad to have you. Can you give our listeners and viewers your social media handles and how they can reach out to you or follow you?
Absolutely. It is IG is Fuby Studio. That's F as in Frank, Y U B as in boy I Studio. Same thing on Facebook, and Fuby.com is my website.
Awesome. And Tony, how can our followers follow you?
I don't want nobody following.
You don't want nobody following?
It's just Instagram is Tony Woods with a Z. Just
Okay.
Tony Woods with a Z. Yeah.
Great.
People always fussing about, "Hey man, you got to announce." I'm like,
You stay telling jokes, don't you? Real quick, I know. So you help create a lot of comedians from this area.
I didn't create them.
You didn't create them, but you
influenced them. Like,
you
okay, like
influenced
say
them. There you
Dr.
go.
J. So Dr. J was a good basketball player, and a lot of up and coming basketball players watched him.
So just like that.
Just like that. Sugar Ray Robinson was a heck of a boxer. Muhammad Ali, yeah,
Okay.
patted himself out so bad.
Tony Woods is an amazing comedian, and
Bicycle rider.
you won't answer that question. I'm gonna get you next time. I know the history, so I'm gonna get you next time. Appreciate having you. I really appreciate having both of you guys.
Enjoyed this.
You know, thank you so much.
It was so
for coming on the
fun.
show. I got to bring you back again. You know,
We'll have to do it again.
Absolutely, got to do
Absolutely.
it
We're
again.
gonna bring more wine.
More wine, and I may have something else for you after the show. After the show. And thank you so much for allowing me to come into your living rooms, on your laptop, on your smartphones, wherever you're watching. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, it's the Cellar Wine Show with Richard Glover. Go to that little red button, say subscribe, and follow me. Some great content is coming up to you. Also, if you're on our Facebook page, the Cellar Wine Show with Richard Glover, like that Facebook page and share it. I'm your boy,
Boom.
DC's wine guy. And like I always tell my friends and all my guests and everybody that's in the world of wine, take time, enjoy fine wine, and we'll see you next time in the cellar. Big shout out to my executive producer, Harry Hall, and my engineer, Afiba.
Yes.
Good night, everybody.
Do we do like?